biggest revelation came to me this year. You're precious, you're valuable, you're most important. Everything you think and you know, everything you think and you know is valid, okay? There are people in this world that will try to make you question yourself, make you like second guess yourself. But you know what? That's not important because everything you think counts 120%. And anytime someone ever says one thing to you that just seems wrong or like seems like it's going to invalidate you in any way, I want you to do this. Discount it. Walk away. Don't even think about it. Someone like that, like people like that, I'm preaching this in 2021 hardcore. Anytime someone says anything invalidating, they're not happy with themselves. They're not happy with themselves. So, with that being said, like I have been living so hardcore lately because I came to the biggest realization of my life that I would never like want anybody to experience invalidating comments. So to me, just like I throw the top of that can away, I throw away all invalidation. So anytime I feel like that somebody says something like to make you feel bad about anything or to make it seem like, well, why did you do this? They're in the wrong because they're not building others up. And you don't have to be a Pollyanna to build others up. It's just something finally clicks for me. In the year 2021, I finally figured something out that I never figured out before. And it's pretty amazing. You know what I figured out? I figured out that sometimes people are just not as kind as they should be, and it's not your problem, and you don't even have to worry about it. So I'm doing, like, to me, like, in 2021, it's all about living hardcore. Like, I'm gonna be happy. I want to smile all the time because I know, like, I don't know, like, some people don't want to smile, but I want to smile. So I don't say anybody else has to smile, but you can't tell me that smiling isn't good for me. You know what? You don't get to say that. So in 2021, I'm going to smile more. In 2021, I'm going to make all the smoothies I want. I have some fresh things and some coconut milk things that I'm putting in said smoothie. I think I need my little scooper to get more of the coconut milk out. And then I love this Thai coconut milk. Stuff's really good. I found out today is really sad that my aunt, I hadn't seen her since like 1995, but I found out she passed away. It was really sad. I mean, I don't know. I thought she was a nice person. Like, I remember certain things about her. Well, one thing I remember about her was we were talking about watching the revamp or the sequel to Gone with the Wind Scarlet on TV, and she's like, that was horrible. And I'm like, yeah, it was, because it was out like in 95 or something. And that was when I was back there visiting them. It was pretty bad, like with Timothy Dalton. Oh my god. I don't even know how that made it on TV, but in true TV epic fashion. So she said some pretty funny things. She took us bowling. I remember I didn't want to get soda, so I ordered the iced tea, and in Kansas it was so strong. Like the iced tea, like they really steeped it. Because I didn't drink soda back then. I never should have started drinking soda like I did later. And yeah, so she got iced tea like me, and then I had never been to a dollar store before. So like in Topeka, they had a dollar store, and she's like, let's go to the dollar store. And this was something I had never been to before, and like it was novelty. And I remember she let us all pick out something, and yeah, she was just a really nice person. So I didn't know that she was having health issues, but I found out this morning from my cousin that she passed away, and I feel bad because I mean, I knew her, but I feel like just when everybody moved across the country, I didn't have a really super like strong relationship with her. But to be honest, like I wish I could have known some of my cousins and my family more, you know. But living in California, you were just isolated from them. Like they all lived in the Midwest because this was like my parents are both from the Midwest, and when my parents moved to California, like I didn't grow up seeing them, and I have some cousins up in Northern California, and I saw them a few times, but I just we only like the one family reunion I've been to was actually from my mom's side of the family, and my mom's side of the family, everybody was really reserved. They're very quiet. They're very shy. Like I'm quiet and reserved in some circumstances. I probably talk more in public now than I did, I don't know, when I was a kid. But they're even more so than me. Not everybody, but a lot of them are like my mom. But they're all very nice people. They're very genuine people, and I just remember my grandpa, and he was a good person too. My grandpa Jim. I'm sorry, it was kind of sad. I mean, I haven't seen her since 1995, and I talked to her a few times on Facebook. I mean, she said something once about how I had a really pretty picture, and I just thought that was really nice. I mean, it's sad when you hear about people passing away. She didn't, I know she's younger than my mom, so I just thought that was kind of sad. But anyway, it's just what I found out this morning, and it's like, oh, that's horrible. It's part of life, right? But this is another reason that everything you think, like to me, this is why I'm living more hardcore now. Like this goes back to what I think. Anything you think and feel, like just being in it. Like I know the one thing about me is I just know what I'm kind of what you call an empath. Like I know that. Like from reading and watching more Dr. Romani videos, like I realize that about myself. Like I am very kind to people and I can pick up on things and emotions, right? So anytime somebody tries to minimize what you're thinking and feeling, like at any time, like you have to know, like that person isn't what you call a happy person. They're not a kind-hearted person. And to me, being kind-hearted and happy, and not sappy, but just actually genuine and kind. You don't have to be everyone's friend because we don't love everybody. Like, okay, I know the hippies said we love everybody, but that's just a fallacy because the hippies grew up to be yuppies, and we don't love everybody. But if you do claim to care about someone or be their friend or be their comrade or anything, whatever it is, you don't tear other people down ever. You never invalidate get harder core in your life, like your mind, because a lot of people will. You know what gaslighting is? I thought, what is gaslighting? Like, I wasn't really sure if that was really a thing. Like, I'm like, is gaslighting really a thing? Like, but then I heard about it again recently, and I started like, it comes from this movie called Gaslighting, I guess, where a woman would notice that all the lights were turned down, and her husband would turn them down, and he would say she was imagining. Well, gaslighting is an actual thing where like you can just mention something and somebody will minimize it, or they'll say like you're looking at it the wrong way, you don't see things the right way, oh you're overthinking. But no, that is gaslighting. But part of my learning to live hardcore this year, like, was realizing if you gaslight in any case, I'm like, hasta luego to all that negativity because you're just not a negative, positive person. You're not a heartfelt person. You're not a kind person. You're not a person that thinks about other people. And nobody needs that kind of garbage, you know? Like, that stuff is garbage. I say goodbye to garbage because you know what? Stand up for yourself. Be happy. Smile when you want. And no, we don't love everybody, but anybody that's ever willing to say anything that feels invalidating, it's just not true. Like, I think a lot of people think that they have to go along with invalidating comments. Just go quiet on your Western front to those scenarios, I think. Like, Don't talk to those people. Don't have anything to do with like people, situations, life experiences that are invalidating, because nobody should put up with that garbage. Nobody should be invalidated at any time, any place, anywhere. Like, invalidation is the hallmark of a feeble-minded person that's trying to bring other people down to make themselves feel better. They'll never feel better because they're not kind-hearted. They don't care about other people. They're not expansive. These are just things that I finally begun to realize, like, because I've been on a truth-seeking mission. Like, blessed be the truth seekers. Like, I truly believe that. Like, I kind of take the New Testament version of it. Not that I'm like this mega Christian or anything. I just like that text resonates with me the most. You can pick whatever truth seeker text or commentary relates to you, but being a truth seeker is the best thing you can do in your whole life, because if you're a truth seeker, then you know it's true and you don't put up with garbage. Ever. I don't, anyway. Another thing I believe about that is that you will be protected from people that engage in garbagey behavior, because I know right now with the pandemic, like, I feel like people aren't socializing as much, but you'll see it also like in maybe social media, or like, I'm not going to call out anybody's businesses that are not as legitimate as other businesses. Like, people that claim they're here to coach you on something or to teach you something, when honestly, you probably could just buy a book on the topic and learn whatever tips it is that they're going to teach you and train you, like how to start your own business. You do not need to pay somebody. Yes, I'm adding some chocolate sauce to it. It's very naughty, but I don't care. Just a little bit. So my take is, you don't need to pay somebody like $700 to learn how to start your own business. That's kind of like an MLM thing where they're making money. Gonna scoop down the sides of it to make sure everything's incorporated. A little bit more chocolate. So 2021 has all been about living the truth seeker life, knowing the truth. Like, the truth shall set you free. Blessed be and I'm not even being like preachy about it. Whatever text, whatever I don't know, guiding thing makes you find the truth will set you free. I think in my life I've always known the truth about pretty much everything. Like, I'm not saying I know everything, but like scenarios, like any scenario, like any kind of intuition I have, like if my early intuition tells me something, I realized something. Somebody said once, you should always follow your intuition, like your gut instinct. And I thought, oh no, like maybe I'm wrong about these things. But no, actually, every time my intuition kind of made me think, oh, I feel nervous about something or something doesn't seem right, I was right. And I can't believe, like, I just discounted it because I thought, oh, that's woo-woo, like, following your intuition. But no, it is. It's very good. And in living the truth seeker life, you have to know that not everything that comes knocking at your door is worth talking to or being with or engaging with. A lot of things that come knocking at your door are things that should be expunged from your door immediately, really. So yeah, 2021 is going to be the year when anything that you hear or that is said, if it feels invalidating, go with your intuition. Does that, like, if somebody says something like, anything I can think of, it just doesn't sound very nice or thoughtful, and like you would think, oh, like in certain scenarios, like that comment, like I thought like you were supposedly sort of my friend or something, but if it sounds invalidating, it is. Like somebody doesn't have to scream at you. They don't have to call you names. They don't have to punch you to like really be cruel. Actually, I think like the whole invalidating comments thing is worse because with your enemies, like you know straight up, okay, if there's some people that don't really like each other, you kind of know, you know where you stand, okay? But it's like the wolf in sheep's clothing thing, you know? Some people are wolves and they try to pass themselves off as sheep. But at the end of the day, I just don't have time for validating garbage because it's garbage. And I feel like maybe I just wasn't better at following my intuition, but the smoothie is actually really good. I probably shouldn't have put chocolate sauce in it. Some people are probably like, oh my God. But it kind of added a little bit of sweetness to it because this is not a super sweet smoothie. It's coconut milk, raspberry, and then like a little bit of chocolate sauce. It's unsweetened coconut milk. So the coconut milk is like sweet, but I really like this Thai coconut one. It's organic from Costco. It has like just organic coconut milk and gargum. It's pretty good. I like this one personally. This is really good. And it's not overly sweet like the milkshake. It's just sweet enough. And I haven't been buying bananas because I used to love bananas, or so I thought. I thought I used to love bananas. I thought bananas were so good at one time. I was like, oh, I love bananas. I love bananas so much. But I don't know. They started like being way too sweet for me. But a lot of my appetite has changed too just over the years. Like, not that I ever wanted things super sweet, but I just don't like. I like other fruits a little bit more now. And maybe I'll buy bananas again, but I just have been buying them less lately. I just haven't been as in love with bananas. You know, little too sweet sometimes. But I do like fruit to be sweet. I like things to be on the sweeter side. I just don't on the banana level sweet. You know, this one's for somebody else. So why is the truth so amazing? If you look on Google, what's it say about the truth? Go to Google and you type in the truth. You see movies about the truth. It's funny, like I just want to talk about the truth, but it's just like they're talking about movies about the truth. The truth meaning, the quality and state of being true. The definition of the truth is one that's true in accordance with reality A fact or belief that is accepted as true. What does it mean to be a truth seeker? Being a truth seeker. It means that you're truthful with yourself. Okay, to me, this is my take on being. People who are truth seeker are searching for their realities. Like, this is, okay. This is my take on being a truth seeker. I don't really care about politicians or celebrities or anybody who's living like a farcical life. A lot of people live double life, fake life, lie life. Like, a lot of people live a lie. They live their lie. They're lying. Their whole life is constructed around lies. Yeah, a lot of people do that. But you just don't give a darn because you know what? I'm a truth seeker. Like, so for me, I don't really care, like, if a politician or a celebrity or whatever, like, has this one public persona, but a different persona behind. I just don't, whatever. What I care about in being this truth seeker is, like, seeking scenarios, life experiences that are validating versus invalidating. First, you have to validate yourself. But what I take, okay, you know, what I take, like, anger, not even anger, but just like criticism of is when, like, you know, you're working on yourself and you want to feel good, and then you just encounter scenarios where, like, people say invalidating things. And I think it's very prevalent in society. Like, a lot of people, like, this is kind of why I just stopped just telling anybody things I was excited about or interested about, because you're always going to find, like, Debbie Downers or Downer Ted or somebody that will have, like, some sort of snarky comment. Like, let's say, I don't know, you're interested in something and you share that with people, and then they have, like, this negative, like, commentary about, like, how, well, that isn't good enough, or you can't do that. And that's one form of invalidating comment. Or just anything, like, anything that's kind of like disparaging or making it seem like, well, how dare you think that, or why did you do this? Like, any of that is a form of invalidation, and I just don't do that. Like, I don't do that. Like, I've never engaged in that. If somebody tells me something that they want to do, I'll just be like, oh, that's interesting. That doesn't mean that they're going to be able to do that. It's called, they're just sharing their interests and dreams with you. You don't need to tear everybody down, okay? They probably know deep down they might not be able to be CEO of a company or be a rocket scientist. Most people are aware of that, but that doesn't keep them or hinder them from having an interest in something that they like or they want to do. Like, it's not your place to tell somebody that they can't do that. That's just, I'm sorry, but that's invalidating. And I don't think we need, like, I don't think we need an anti-bullying movement to just point that out. By the way, like, right now, like, we say that we're not into bullying, but here's another form of invalidation. Oh, somebody doesn't agree with you politically, you're going to block them, not talk to them, even if they're family and friend. Oh, we grew up together, but oh no, we don't agree on, like, this politician, which, by the way, politicians are selling you a lot of malarkey, but, you know, if you want to be divided over them, that's your thing. So you've just decided, I believe in this gospel of political correctness, and they are wrong, so I'm going to block them, not talk to them. That's a form of invalidation. So basically, you're saying that person is not worthy because they have a, like, in a belief that you don't agree with. When did we become such a draconian society? There are things in political movements that are invalidating and actually bullying. Yes, there are. Even, I hate to say it, I know people on the liberal side of the spectrum, they don't think that. And I used to be a liberal. I used to be a Democrat. I'm not a conservative, by the way. I just don't want to identify as either liberal or conservative anymore. Like, I've never been conservative, just my take. The reason being is because I would, and I know this probably happens among conservatives too, but I would just see liberals either invalidate other liberals or people who weren't liberal. And I don't think that's okay, because you will have these same people saying, we're anti-bullying, we want to build people up. But if you're really into building people up, that means everybody. That doesn't mean you love everybody, but you can't even pretend that you love everybody if you're into invalidating some people who don't mirror your worldview. Or if at a certain time you just want to say something that's invalidating, it's not right and it's not your place and you're wrong all the time. So yeah, you kind of do have to be your own number one ally, your own number one cheerleader, because there's going to be a lot of people in this world. They just want to be Debbie Downers. They want to like kind of tell you that whatever you're interested in or you want to do is not good. I actually kind of think they want to take like the vibrancy out of you. Like a lot of people don't want to see someone being happy or having a good day. So I feel like that's another thing people do too. They try to like take some of your power away, but don't let them. Just the minute you encounter something that feels invalidating, and I wish I could have told my younger self this, like just, even in the past few years, like if anything feels invalidating, all you have to know is, what is your truth? Are you a truth seeker? If that feels wrong, then walk away. Go for like a nice walk. You don't need to be around anybody. Like, go for a walk. You don't need to be around anybody who engages in that kind of behavior. And you're not missing out on anything, because you'll never be able to rationalize with people who gaslight, people who are Debbie Downers, people who have narcissistic tendencies. You can't rationalize with these people because in their mind, they're always right. They have no empathy really for anybody. They might have faux empathy or like socially accepted empathy, but I'm not saying everybody's a narcissist, but to some degree, there is some narcissism in our society. Anytime somebody is willing to like just invalidate anybody on any level, that to some degree is narcissism. So I just say, like, be more positive. Like, it's not about loving everybody. It's just about having the ability to walk away from scenarios that are not uplifting and be a truth seeker. So like I'm just looking on Google and it just says people who are truth seekers are seeking for their own reality. So my own reality is I don't want to. They have a deep-seated desire to know the truth, to understand and reflect and feel what is accurate. Many of us are in denial when our truth is revealed. That is so true. There are some people, they will never be a truth seeker. They will never like acknowledge reality. But you know what? Who cares? What do you want to acknowledge? The truth. So like really early on, and like just when I meet people, like even recently now, like when I don't know, somebody texted me and it was just kind of silly and weird. Like I didn't respond. And that was like the first time in a long time. I just didn't say anything because like they said something that just, I don't know, it didn't seem very respectful or interesting and I didn't like it. So rather than have some sort of tirade with them, like you don't even need to fight with somebody. Like when they make an invalidating comment like that, you still don't need to say anything. You can just be like, oh, okay. Like, aren't you special on a stick? I want to be a truth seeker. I want to know the truth about everything. I want to live a transparent life because I've always felt good about how I feel about everything. And I don't feel like I ever have anything in my life to hide. I'm always upfront about everything in my life. And that is something I take pride in. At the end of my life, I want to say, I can say everything I've done in my life because I don't feel like I have to be like secretive or hide things or be undercover. I don't. And other people, I don't really give a fuck what other people do. Like, ugh, it's my language. They can do whatever they want. Like, I don't care if a politician is deceptive. I don't care if a celebrity kind of like is shady about their Instagram post, making it look like, oh, I have a good weekend, but I really have an ad for something. I don't really care about those things. Like, okay, like it's interesting. Like somebody said the other day, well, why do you seem upset about something? It's not that I'm upset. I just have opinions and I don't feel that I have to edit out my opinions like on a video. Like a lot of people like, yes, I think very beautifully edited videos are great to watch, but there's something that they're lacking. And sometimes there's just like a certain authenticity. Like, you're never really going to hear, like, I'm not saying people have to talk about politics, but even just other issues. Like, a lot of people are just so worried about, like, being very, I'm not trying to say it's generic, but they just want to have a certain polished persona. And I feel like that can just be a little unhealthy, and it's not really true. It's not, like, I'm not saying, like, don't make edited videos. I feel like I would rather see a little bit more real content than just more edited content for those reasons, you know? Anyway. And some more things about truth seeking. Just the more I read about it. I'm just reading something about truth seekers needed. Like, it's something about being a truth seeker and about looking into truth. Changing one's point of view can be extremely difficult because others may view this as being weak-minded or a betrayal of expectations. But truth seekers regard the retention of baseless beliefs as lacking honesty and the courage to grow in a direction of better knowledge. So this is just an interesting site that I found about truth seekers. So the day that you decide that you want to be like a truth seeker, you're gonna find some opposition to it. Okay, like let's just say it could be for anything. For me, it was politics. Okay, like I still vote, but when I was awoken from not wanting to follow a certain type of liberal politics anymore and just wanting to try and get to know people and have other interests beyond politics. Because to be honest with you, if you look at the American social media feeds, they're pretty congested with politics. I just got to the point, I'm like, is this the only thing that we have to talk about in our society? So we can't have any kind of interaction with people because they don't think exactly like us on this one little issue. It's just so unhealthy, like really, really, really unhealthy. So my truth was I didn't want to be defined by a political party that does that anymore. I didn't want to be defined by politics. So maybe there's something else in your life, like whatever it might be. Like I just came to the point, I want to know the truth about things. Like I want to always live a transparent life. I want to live in the light of the truth. Like it's just such, like I have always been that way, really. Like I've always been somebody that really, really wanted to be always truthful at all times. Like I just have, like, but like in 2021, it just really hit me like a ton of bricks. I want to live a truth-based life, and it's the best gift you can give yourself, a truth-based life. A lot of people will never live that kind of life. This is why truth seekers need to find other truth seekers. And I don't know, like, I'm not trying to sound all woo-woo about it, but I think blessed be the truth seekers, and the truth shall set you free. Those are two things that are just so powerful to me. Blessed be the truth seekers, and the truth shall set you free. And it always does, anyway. This movie is great. Thanks for watching.